Off with a question to Daniel Cormier. Daniel, congratulations on the win, number one. Two, were you a little surprised at how the fans here in Vegas reacted to the fight, or at this point are you getting used to being booed?
You know, I can't really pay attention to that anymore. The first time it happened, I kind of got angry. I was upset. I tried to explain that it just didn't make any sense. But now I can't really try and dictate people's emotions. I can only take care of what I can take care of. People don't understand the situation that I've been in over the course of this last week. So for me to go out there and get a victory over someone like Anderson Silva, that's enough for me.
And just a quick follow-up, what do you feel is next for you? Is it John Jones, unless he's out for 2 years? You know, what do you think's next for you?
Well, I'm not going to wait for him for 2 years. I'm 37, but I think I'll probably fight the winner of Rumble and Glover Teixeira. It just seems like it makes the most sense. Those guys are all well-deserving. You know, they've won fights in a row, and both of them deserve title shots. I think we need to see what happens with John, let him kind of get through that, and then see what's going to happen next. Because with all that's going on, you know, the focus can't be fighting right now. It has to be figuring this out.
Thank you. Question for DC. DC, this has been, without doubt, the most turbulent week of your career. You've been through an awful lot of emotions, and we've all had the opportunity to see how much that affected you in the build-up to this fight. Now you've got through that, and you've had a fight with Anderson. You've got the W. Tell us the emotion that you have now.
A lot of relief. You know, it was a very difficult week. It was very high when I got here, seeing my face on the side of the T-Mobile Arena, to the ultimate low of Wednesday when John was out of the fight, to starting to hear that Anderson may fight me, and then not really knowing until like Friday morning, but still trying to make weight. You know, my body wasn't really reacting as I wanted it to anymore with the stress of everything. So it was a long week. But right now I feel relieved, you know, because Anderson did this on 2 days' notice. The guy actually did it on 2 days, and he went out there and fought as hard as he could, you know, so all respect to him. But reality is, if it would have been catastrophic if I would have lost tonight, because I would still be the champion, but have lost to a guy that probably would have went down to middleweight and challenged for the belt. So I did what I needed to do.
Brilliant, thank you. And a question for Kane, if I can. Kane, it's been a little while since we've seen you in the octagon. Obviously a fantastic performance, one of the standout performances of the night. How quickly are you looking to get back in there and get that gold strap again?
For me, you know, just always wanted to fight the best guys. I want the winner of Stipe and Overeem. That's what I want, you know. I feel like the stuff that I've done for this training camp, as far as keeping my body healthy, I feel like it's worked for me. And to go through the whole training camp without any little tweaks or, you know, nothing really bothering me has been awesome. You know what I mean? And that has been because of the stuff that I've done to keep my body healthy. So I want the best guys out there. You know, those two guys are fighting for the belt. I want to fight the winner.
Hi, again, question for Kane. I was about to ask Kane, over here.
Stand up for us, okay, so we can see. Thank you.
Here, Kane. I was about to ask the same question. Can you just answer that in Spanish? Would you like to fight Stipe Miocic or Alistair Overeem in September, after the September fight?
Pues sí, me siento bien ahorita con todo y pues yo quiero el ganador de Stipe y Overeem. Yo pensé que las cosas que yo hice para este campo, pues todo de entrenamiento y todo, pues mi cuerpo ya está bien y sentir como antes es una cosa pues buena y la cosa que yo estaba viendo y pues otra vez yo quiero pelear contra los mejores y ahorita es la pelea de Overeem y Stipe.
For Kane over here, I'll ask in Spanish and I'll translate, please. Kane, decías que tu timing se sentía mal. ¿Qué fue lo que sentiste en la pelea? ¿Qué pensaste que te faltó? You said your timing was up. What do you think needed to be worked here after this fight?
Pues en el timing es una cosa que sí, pensaba que no estaba todo ahí, pero sí, con la ganada y todo, pues gané. Yo todo el tiempo miro una pelea y yo quiero mejorar todo el tiempo. Y si miré que mi timing estaba un poco off, pues es una cosa que yo tengo que mejorar. nunca ha tenido una pelea que es perfecto. Yo quiero mejorar todo el tiempo y pues así no estoy.
I've never had a perfect fight. I need to improve on my timing. I always watch a fight and want to improve every fight. And Ken, one more question, una pregunta más, Caín. Tu poder sigue ahí, tu poder siguió, pudiste empujar, pero tuviste paciencia. A lo mejor te vimos con más paciencia. Sabías que Travis era un oponente peligroso. ¿En qué momento pensaste que tenías la pelea? Your power was there, but you were patient. You know Travis could come back. When do you think you had the fight?
Pues sí, pues con un peleador como Travis Brown, muy largo y todo eso, tenía que pelear pues con la mente y es todo. Yo sé que con Travis Brown es muy largo, tenía que estar cerca de él para pegar, pero nomás sí, no quería tener una pelea que era muy rápido porque disfrutar ahí, sí.
With a fighter like Travis Brown with such length and reach, you have to be patient. I wanted to get into the guard. I want to get fight, but I wanted to take it slow and just enjoy being back in the octagon.
Go ahead, Danny.
And another question for Kane, actually. There is talk about another fight card in Mexico City this year. Is that a fight that are you willing to fight in Mexico City again? And I mean, do you want to, given the effect that the elevation had?
I am. You know, I know the things that I have to do to. I would have to be out there, 2 months, do my whole training camp out there, and I know that's tough, but if that fight comes and, the UFC makes that happen, definitely. But right now, I want the winner of Stipe and Overeem.
And for Jose, I'm curious, this win earns you, a shot at Conor McGregor, presumably, as well as the interim title. And I'm curious as to what, matters more to you, getting that second shot at, a guy you clearly have an issue with, or winning the interim belt.
Essa luta possibilitou você ter o cinturão interino e também lutar provavelmente com o Conor McGregor. O que é mais importante para você, ter esse cinturão ou poder lutar com um cara que você tem tanto problema?
Acho que primeiramente eu quero ser campeão, cara. Eu nasci para isso, então eu vou ser campeão de novo. Então isso foi só o primeiro passo, não ligo se é interino ou não. Eu sou campeão. Para mim nada perdi ainda. Se na próxima luta, eu sei que vou ser o campeão de novo.
First of all, I want to be the champion. I was born to be the champion, and if I'm the interim champion or whatever, I was always the champion. So if I get the fight next with him, I'm going to still be the champion.
And secondly, I don't know if that's the first time you've spoken English in the octagon to the crowd. Was that a conscious decision and something you wanted to do to speak English after that win, or was it just sort of off the cuff?
Ele falou, não sabe se foi a primeira vez que você falou inglês lá dentro do octógono. Você pensou em fazer aquilo? O que aconteceu?
Não, aquilo foi natural mesmo. Saiu. Depois eu até voltei de novo português. Eu acho que eu tenho um ídolo. E o que eu aprendi, ele falava, meu irmão, quem falava era as mãos deles. Então é isso que eu procuro fazer. Eu falo português. É o meu país, então entendo inglês hoje em dia. Mas se eu tiver oportunidade, eu sempre vou estar falando português.
No, that was just natural. It happened. I have an idol that always says, you speak with your hands in there, and that's what I've always done. I'm Brazilian. Portuguese is our language. I understand English a lot better nowadays, but I'm always going to speak Portuguese.
Question for Anderson. Anderson, congratulations on, doing what you did on 2 days' notice. And I wonder, you've had cheers all over the world. You've had great wins and people cheered you. Tonight, you lose all 3 rounds, and you probably got the biggest ovation any fighter got all night. And I wonder what that meant to you when you heard the crowd and heard what happened.
Já te aplaudiram, já te ovacionaram no mundo inteiro. Hoje você perdeu 3 rounds, os 3 rounds, e também te aplaudiram. O que você achou disso?
Eu acho que eu já passei por tanta coisa nesse esporte que eu vim aqui para me desafiar. Eu acho que a maior lição que eu consegui deixar para as pessoas aqui, para os novos atletas, é que eles podem tudo. E eu faço o que eu amo, eu faço o que eu gosto de desafio, de estar aqui lutando, independente de com quem seja. Eu já passei por todas as fases boas e ruins desse esporte e hoje eu estou feliz porque eu consegui colocar em prática tudo que eu aprendi desde os meus 8 anos de idade, que é superar as dificuldades, superar todas as situações difíceis que a luta oferece. Então eu estou muito feliz por isso.
I've been through so much in this sport that tonight was really just a challenge for myself and to show the young athletes that you can really do whatever you want, you know. And I've had ups and downs in the sport, and really I just wanted to come in here and do what I love to do.
A question for Dan, right in front of you. You know, you said before about the booing. They cheered you very loudly when you walked in. I think they were booing the takedowns, and obviously that was some respect to Anderson. But was it odd to you? And did you ever think, you know, maybe I'll stand with him and try to knock him out just because the circumstance you were in? It's almost like he won and you lost in terms of with the crowd.
You know, it's like when you're in there, you know, I would say to you, you go and stand in front of Anderson Silva for 15 minutes if you have the ability to take him down. You know, when I stood in there a little bit, you know, at times we traded some shots, you know, and a couple times I almost went back to the way I fought against Gustafsson, you know, where he hit me and I want to hit him back. But I've got to be smarter than that. Like the circumstances under which this fight came together, it really was a tough situation for me to go into. And actually, how do I win? Like, how do I win? You don't just knock Anderson Silva out in 1 minute, 2 minutes. He's too good for that. He's the greatest fighter we have ever seen. So, and he's got a lot of experience, you know. So even when I felt like I was starting to advance positions and I was landing some good elbows or punches, he always did the next thing to slow me down. So it's a credit to him. You know, it's not me. I fought to the best of my ability, you know, and he did a good job of staying in there. But I got to wrestle. That's what I do. I wrestle.
You referenced earlier in one of your answers how difficult the week was. What was the most difficult thing, just not having the chance to defend your title, or was there something else that was maybe even tougher than that, not knowing you would fight?
I mean, probably not knowing I would fight. You know, what was extremely difficult was the day that John was not able to fight anymore, because a lot of emotion goes into this preparation. You know, I've had guys like Chai Lewis Perry, Frank Munoz. Those guys were there from Amsterdam, England. They've been there for months trying to prepare me to fight a certain guy. And then when that guy's gone 3 days before the fight, and, you know, you're still overweight. You know, when I left that press conference, I think, was that Wednesday? When I left that press conference, I had to go directly to the gym to continue doing what I was trying to do to make weight. And they weren't telling me anything. All they said to me was, we're going to try. We're going to work on it. They couldn't tell me for sure that I was going to fight until late Thursday. I had to weigh in the next day. So all the uncertainty was very difficult. If you know me in my life, I try to have a plan. And this kind of goes against everything that I normally would do. So it was tough. But I went out there and I fought. You know, there are a lot of people that would not do it. You know, like the risk versus the reward was not in my favor, honestly.
Thank you, Daniel. And one last question for Aldo, please. To your right. Jose, coming off that loss to McGregor, I know that really frustrated you. Did it play in your mind at all, and you got criticized for not fighting him in March when Dana offered you the opportunity when RDA fell out?
É claro que a derrota do Conor pesou, mas você levou muita crítica quando você não aceitou a luta em março, quando caiu a luta dele com o Rafael dos Anjos?
Não, acho que não recebi crítica nenhuma, não tinha nada a ver comigo. Nem a minha categoria era. Eu luto num pena. Se fosse, eu teria aceitado, não tem problema nenhum. Agora eu ia lutar com uma coisa que não valia nada, então todo mundo entendeu isso e sim, todo mundo me apoiou pela decisão que eu tive. Acho que então eu estava certo naquele momento e todo mundo estava comigo. Eu não fiquei preocupado com se estava falando ou não. Eu sei da minha atitude, eu sei que estava certo.
You know, I wasn't even criticized for not taking that fight. It wasn't even in my weight class, and it wasn't a fight that had nothing to do with me. I would gain nothing from that, so I think people supported me in my decision.
And last thing, you've been such a fabulous offensive fighter in your career, but tonight your defense probably won the fight. You made Frankie miss so much. Was that, when you went in training camp, was that the big focus, kind of working on your defense and trying to negate his offense?
Você sempre foi lutador muito ofensivo, mas hoje talvez a sua defesa foi o que ganhou a luta. Era o plano? Vocês planejaram fazer isso para o Frank poder errar também?
Sim. Eu já tinha lutado com ele, tanto eu quanto ele já se conheciam um ao outro, então os primeiros minutos eu procurei mais ver o que ele tinha programado para fazer durante a luta. Então eu mantive a calma, eu acho que fiz aquilo que eu treinei. Sabia os pontos fortes dele, respeitei e assim fui vencendo a luta naturalmente.
You know, we'd already fought each other, so we knew each other. And the first few minutes, I just wanted to see what he had planned, and we put into practice everything that we practiced in training, and we were able to get the fight.
Jose, apparently Dana White has said on Fox tonight that Conor McGregor, after 202, will definitely have to fight you next. How is that music to your ears? Are you happy with that, hearing that?
O Dana falou agora que o Conor, depois dos 202, vai ter que lutar com você. O que você acha?
Acho ótimo. Eu tô pronto, né? Se fosse até agora, a gente já lutaria. Então não vejo problema nenhum. Como eu falei, para mim eu não perdi nada. E sou campeão. Eu nasci para ser campeão. Então, pode ter certeza. A gente vai lutar e eu vou vencer. Aí não sei se ele vai manter mesmo essa palavra de ser a próxima luta, né? Mas senão a gente pega ele em qualquer lugar aí também.
No, I think it's great. You know, I'm prepared. We could fight right now if he wanted to. And we're just gonna have to see if he's gonna keep his word. And if he doesn't show up, then I'm just gonna have to see him somewhere else to fight him.
Frankie had talked about that. You know, he was concerned after your 13-second knockout that he was gonna try to go right at you. He was unsure what your chin would be like, what your confidence would be like. Did you deal with any doubts, you know, following the McGregor loss, coming into this fight, knowing how Frankie hits?
O Frank tinha falado que você viu da derrota por nocaute e tal. Como é que estaria seu queixo? Como é que estaria sua confiança? Você lidou com alguma coisa disso ali entrando na luta?
Não, só o cavanhaque que eu deixei aqui mesmo para ficar um pouco mais estiloso, mas não, muito tranquilo. Acho que não tem coisa. Foi uma, lógico, ele teve a sorte de acertar um lugar certo e venceu a luta, mas estava bem tranquilo, não tinha problema nenhum. Se fosse ele ou qualquer outro, até o Brock Lesnar se tivesse, eu tinha lutado com ele sem problema nenhum e a gente seria na porrada do mesmo jeito. Então não tem esse negócio de queixo, se não é queixo. Eu mantive minha calma, como falei, eu estava muito tranquilo, sabia e sei do meu potencial. Então eu confio muito na minha equipe, nos meus treinadores, e a gente estava focado e chegamos lá e vencemos sem problema nenhum, sem medo, sem pressão de eu vim de derrota, eu tenho que me resguardar. Não, fui lá dentro e fiz o meu melhor.
No, my chin is fine. I even let the goatee grow so it'd be a little bit stylish. But there's no fear going in. You know, if it was Brock Lesnar, whoever it was, we go in there. I was confident going in. I knew what I had to do, and there's no ghosts or anything.
Great. And Amanda, I just wanted to ask you, did you follow a script in the first round? Was this your fight plan to exactly come out blasting with those punches, or did it just evolve naturally?
Okay. Yes. My plan for this fight was working my patience. You know, me, my coach, my whole camp, working my patience. I know the whole time I have everything to beat Miesha, and only, you know, take my time, wait for the best moment. I did it tonight.
Go, Marcus.
Anderson, this came with very short notice, obviously, and was something that probably wasn't in the plans. After this, what do you do next? I presume you go back to middleweight. Is Michael Bisping, so that some felt that might have won by knockout? Is that someone that you're looking at?
Essa luta aconteceu do nada, né? Mas qual o seu próximo plano? Você vai descer de peso, Michael Bisping? O que você pensa?
Minha categoria é 185, né? Então, meu plano agora é voltar para casa, continuar minhas férias, né? Foram interrompidas, mas foram bem interrompidas, e seguir meus planos, né? Com os meus projetos pessoais fora da luta, porque eu acho que tudo tem seu tempo, tem sua hora. O Jacaré é o próximo a lutar por esse título, ele merece isso. Claro que eu gostaria de lutar com o Bisping de novo, porque aquela luta todo mundo sabe que eu venci, e seria bom, né, lutar com o Bisping, mas a situação é um pouco complicada, porque o Jacaré é meu irmão, o Bisping está com o cinturão, gostaria de lutar com ele, e algumas coisas foram mal entendidas, mas eu estou na torcida pelo Jacaré e espero, depois que acabar as minhas férias, voltar a lutar de novo em qualquer uma das duas categorias. Na verdade, o que eu estou buscando agora é ser feliz, e o que me faz feliz é estar aqui lutando. Isso é meu ar, lutar é meu ar.
My division is 185, but right now I'm going to go back to my vacation that were put on hold a little bit this week. And You know, the middleweight division's got Jacare. He's my brother, and I think everyone's got their time, and I think this is his time right now. He deserves a title shot. Of course, I like to face Michael Bisping again. We had that fight. A lot of people thought I won, but you know, everyone's got their time, and it's a little bit tricky situation because he's my brother, and I think he deserves that.
For Jose, your fight tonight, you had footwork and head movement that resembled the man next to you a lot. But we didn't see the infamous leg kick that you normally throw. Was that part of the game plan? Was that because you were worried about the takedowns?
A sua movimentação na cabeça dos pés estava ótima, mas por que a gente não viu o chute nas pernas que você sempre dá?
Por isso, com certeza ele tinha treinado para isso, tanto o meu chute quanto o jab também, que na primeira luta eu fiz bastante isso. Então, ele estava esperando sim para contra-golpear em cima do meu chute. Então, eu segurei e fiquei tentando confundir a cabeça dele com as mãos, e quando eu tivesse a oportunidade eu ia chutar. Acho que eu dei uns 3 chutes só, mas estava bem visível que ele estava preparando isso. Então, eu procurei mais me resguardar mesmo.
Of course, I held back on those leg kicks. I knew he was going to be waiting for those, and also for the jabs that I threw a lot in our first fight. But I think I threw about 3 leg kicks in the fight, and I saw that he was looking for those, but I had to hold back on it.
And last question for Amanda. You're the champ now, but many feel that Ronda Rousey is the face of mixed martial arts. Do you care who you face next, or would you like a potential chance with Ronda Rousey?
Like you say, I'm the champion. Now, whatever Dan White put in front of me, I'm gonna take it. You know, I'm the champion. Now I'm gonna, enjoy, be a champion, and back to the gym, getting ready for the next.
Martin, just before you start, I'm going to take a couple more questions. Miesha's going to get out of here in a few minutes, guys. So if you have Miesha questions, please do get them in now. Go ahead, Martin. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Question for Amanda, to your right, a little bit blocked here. Amanda, can you just talk? Hi, congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you just talk a little bit about what having the support of your partner Nina has meant to you in your career, and also is it something that makes you proud to be the first openly gay champion in the history of the UFC?
Nina is the best training partner I ever have in my life. This girl is gonna be the next UFC champion. I'm telling you. And look at her, she's shy. And this girl has so many talent, and she's gonna back in the cage soon and then show everybody she's gonna be the next champion UFC. And it means everything to me. This girl, she helped me everything. She's gonna cry, answer. And I love her,
And does it make you proud to be the first openly gay champion in the history of UFC?
This is amazing. The more important, I'm happy with my life. This is the more important thing.
I know you guys live in I know you guys live in Florida, not in Orlando, but not so far away. How did the events of Orlando impact you and your friends?
Oh, I'm sad, very sad, I wish these things doesn't happen anymore, Peace in the world is very important. And I don't think USA is going to let this happen again. I think it's going to stop.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Martin.
Question for Mark Hunt. Mark, to your left. Going into the fight, a lot of us thought that this would be a story of either your power versus Brock's ground and pound. Do you feel like Brock took your best punch tonight, or do you just feel like there was never an opportunity to give him that 100% shot?
Look, man, I just got caught. I couldn't get out of first gear, and that was it. He's a bigger man. He's a lot bigger, and he took me down. So I just was on the bottom. I just couldn't get out of second gear. So that's basically what happened.
Question for Amanda Nunes. Amanda, I know coming into this fight, you had talked about wanting to focus on acclimating, maybe come to Las Vegas earlier, making sure you didn't fade in later rounds if you had to go to later rounds. And the fight almost went out of that first round. If you had to go further, how did you feel? Did you feel like you'd answered that question in your training camp, and had the fight lasted past the first round, you would not have dealt with later round problems like you had in the past?
Yeah, I'm so ready for this fight. And for sure, if you pass the first round, for sure I'm going to be ready to back strong in the second. And coming early to Vegas was amazing. You know, I'm very acclimated, and I'm ready for this fight tonight. You know, was very good team. We decide, me and my coach, and for sure if this fight pass the first round, I was be ready.
Question for Cain Velasquez. Cain, it was assumed to your left. It was assumed that you would need to work to close the distance with the longer Travis Brown. I don't know that anybody thought you were going to set up closing that distance with a wheel kick. So is that something that you plan to incorporate into the fight tonight? And will we be seeing more of that out of your toolbox?
Yeah, definitely. I've been working on that for a while now. I throw it in practice here and there. I feel pretty comfortable with it. When I throw it, it's pretty accurate. I just got to a point in the fight where I just said, "Okay, go ahead and throw it." And I know against him, I mean, he's a really tall guy, so kind of hard to get your leg up there. But again, it's pretty accurate. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely, keep that in my arsenal, and even more stuff. I don't just train the same thing over and over again. I always try to improve. So yeah.
And lastly, a question for Miesha Tate. Miesha, it was a long road to the title, and there in the octagon, even in defeat, you assured everybody that you would be back stronger as a result. Do you feel in a way that the length of time that it took to get to the title this first time has helped you to better prepare to now start to work to reclaim it?
Oh, that's a loaded question. Yeah, I mean, it's a long road, but I think that's kind of my personality. I'm kind of a juggernaut when it comes to this sport. So, one fight doesn't make or break me. I'm obviously disappointed in what I did tonight. I knew that Amanda was a fast starter, and I played with fire a little bit too much, but she caught me, and I wasn't able to recover. And I was hoping to drag this fight a little bit later. Like I said, I knew she was dangerous in the first round, but with that being said, it's always going to be a learning experience, and I just want to thank everybody, who stays by my side, win or lose. Thank you.
We're going to do 3 more. I have one here, Mike Bond, and we have Evie. You're going to start us off.
Ok, a question for Amanda. Amanda, você pode falar um pouquinho o que tem na sua mão? Você chegou com gelo, eu queria saber se está tudo bem, se você quebrou a mão, como é que é?
Real fast.
I just asked her about her hand, she came in with ice, I just want to know what's going on.
Eu acho que machuquei, mas não é nada sério, não. Depois daqui eu vou no médico para ver. Mas acho que foi no primeiro direto que eu dei ali. Eu não senti, né? Mas depois eu senti uma dorzinha e botando gelo aqui para melhorar. Mas eu acho que não foi nada, não. Tá tudo bem.
I think I injured it, but I'm going to go check it out at the doctor after this. I think it was from that first cross that I threw in the fight. Obviously, I didn't feel it in there, but I'm feeling it a little bit right now.
Question for Anderson. Anderson, eu queria saber, ali no finalzinho do terceiro round, né, o DC parece que sentiu um pouco os seus golpes, a torcida estava gritando o seu nome. Em algum momento passou pela sua cabeça, por que eu não aceitei uma luta de 5 rounds?
At the end of the third round, when everyone was cheering your name and you saw that you were landing some shots, did it come through your mind, why didn't I take a 5-round fight?
Então, em nenhum momento passou isso na minha cabeça, porque é o seguinte, quando eu fiquei sabendo da notícia que o John Jones tinha saído da luta, eu liguei para o meu empresário, para o Ed, e falei que eu gostaria de me colocar à prova, né? Em casa todo mundo ficou meio assustado, meu filho Calil e o Gabriel falaram, você é maluco, você tá louco, tu não tá nem treinando, você acabou de fazer cirurgia, você não treinou. E eu aceitei o desafio porque para mim era uma coisa importante fazer isso, me testar. Mas eu até fui questionado por que não os 5 rounds. Eu falei, porque eu não quero lutar os 5 rounds, porque eu não treinei, né? Eu não treinei absolutamente nada. Eu acabei de voltar de uma cirurgia, não treinei nem um dia. Depois da cirurgia eu não treinei absolutamente nada. Eu estava em casa com os meus filhos, curtindo as férias. E aceitei porque, como já fiz isso outras vezes, para ajudar o evento. Eu acho que aqui é uma composição, né? Uma coisa que eu sempre... É uma coisa que eu gosto de fazer, compor. Aqui é o meu trabalho, assim como de todos nós. E é uma composição. Eu sou feliz com algumas coisas que o UFC me proporciona. Tenho os meus arranca-rabos com eles também, é normal, né? Mas eu aceitei por causa disso, pelo desafio, né? E porque eu acho que também não seria desrespeitoso da minha parte querer lutar 5 rounds com um campeão. Tanto com um desrespeito com o John Jones e com o Cormier, que eu agradeço ele por ter aceitado lutar comigo, porque ele poderia não aceitar, entendeu?
I'll sum that up. Basically, when I found out that John Jones wasn't going to fight anymore, I called my manager, Ed, and I said I wanted to test myself. And everyone in my home, my kids, everyone went crazy, saying that I was crazy for doing that. I really hadn't trained at all, not once. And I knew I could go in there and test myself, but I didn't feel comfortable doing 5 rounds. And I also didn't want to fight as a disrespect to John Jones and to the champion, to go in there without training and to fight a 5-round fight.
Last question is for Aldo, sorry.
Why are you
Aldo,
apologizing?
o Rafael dos Anjos perdeu o cinturão, né, no começo da Fight Week. A Claudinha, do seu time, foi lá também, não conseguiu vencer o cinturão. E você foi o primeiro brasileiro a disputar um cinturão interino, tipo, hoje, né, aqui no UFC 200. O quanto isso, na verdade, colocou uma pressão extra em você para entrar lá e garantir essa cinta e voltar para o Brasil com o cinturão?
Rafael dos Anjos lost the belt earlier this week, and your teammate Claudia Gadelha went in there and couldn't do it last night. Was there pressure on you fighting tonight for the title?
Acho que, primeiramente, fiquei muito triste, né? Pela derrota do Rafael, da Claudinha também. Mas eu não procurei jogar pressão nenhuma em mim, eu estava lutando por mim. Eu tenho que lutar, e pelos meus, primeiramente, antes de tudo. Então, eu fiquei bem tranquilo e estava muito confiante, sabia que ia vencer essa luta, né? Desde quando eu cheguei aqui, eu sentia aquela energia positiva de todo mundo na mesma sintonia. Então eu sabia que o Brasil não ia ficar sem o cinturão essa semana. Então foi assim que eu procurei ver as coisas e tirar essa pressão de o Brasil naquele momento não ter nenhum cinturão. Mas graças a Deus a gente já tem 2 de novo.
I was sad about Rafael and Claudia, but I try not to put any pressure on myself with that. And coming in here, I felt this really good energy, and I fight for myself, and I had to go in there and put that into play and not think about Brazil not having any belts. And thankfully tonight we have 2.
2 more on this side.
Yeah, I have a. Just for Miesha, obviously holding a towel over your face, just wondering if you can confirm your injuries in the fight and whether or not you suffered a broken nose.
I'm sure it's broken. I don't know for sure, but I had broken noses before. I think it's broken. It's still bleeding. Yeah, I can't confirm it because I haven't been to a doctor, so I don't know if that answers your question.
Okay. And just one for Juliana. Right here. After UFC 196, Amanda laid out her argument of why she should get a title shot against Miesha. It obviously worked out for her. You've won 4 in a row. I know you said before the fight you're not going to accept another fight unless it's a title shot. So with Amanda right there, why don't you just lay out your argument of why you should be next in line?
I actually haven't won 4 in a row. I've won 8 in a row. I beat everybody that they put in front of me in the UFC octagon on the Ultimate Fighter, which was the most grueling mentally and physically tournament that there is, in my opinion. And now I've won 4 in 0 in the real UFC octagon this time here too. So I'm 8 and 0 or something like that, and no, maybe 7 and 0. Excuse me. And I don't know what else. I don't know what else I have to do. I just beat the girl who beat both the champion and the champion's opponent. So she beat both of these girls. And so, with all due respect to Amanda, I'm very happy for you and congratulations on your big night. And with all due respect to Miesha, thank God I don't have to fight my friend. But it couldn't have worked out better for me in this situation. And so I'm ready to fight for the title, and I'm ready to go and get what's mine. I have a champion mindset already. I eat, breathe, sleep, wake up. It's constantly on the brain. That's all I think about. And all I'm missing is that championship belt around my waist.
And just Amanda, your response to that is a fight with Juliana, something you're interested in?
I'm the champion now. Whatever is, whatever UFC put in the line, I'm gonna take it. I'm the champion. And I'm happy for her too. She's a big cat. It's very tough. But I'm the champion now, If she the next, I'm okay. and let's do this.